stripe, black shoulder stripe, barn out, spotted owlet. Among cetaceans, your rosary parakeet, menas, squirrels, crow pheasants, copperslip barbets, sunbirds, pigeons, and of course crows. Why I'm going to stress about handling of birds if I go on to first aid? Because remember, working with birds is very different compared to working with cats and dogs. Your bird definitely goes through capture stress. अगर आपने देखा होगा बहुत टाइम आप एक बर्ड को पकड़ने ही जाए तब तक वो बर्ड आपके हाथ में बच जाता है. तो बहुत important है how you are handling the bird. When you're dealing with raptors, especially using a towel, holding their feet properly is very important. I'm not going to go into details, but just a picture depiction of how you're supposed to hold a raptor properly. Next picture, please. That's the wrong way to do it. You may be excited looking at the bird, but that's the wrong way. He's my friend. He's posted this picture on Facebook, but that's absolutely the wrong way of doing it. That is the right way to do it. So you have to use gloves, proper gloves when you're holding these birds. Towels. Use a towel to cover the bird's face also, because visual security with birds is very important. Next, please. When you're handling parrots, your bird is going to be fluttering around, trying to bite you, will fall down. The best is just put a towel on the bird, secure the bird in the towel and hold the bird's head. This is the easiest way. As long as you're able to restrict the bird's movement, the bird will be less stressed out. Next, please. Parrots, smaller birds, if you don't have a big towel or something, even a handkerchief is fine enough. Your other option of holding is using your thumb and your index finger. Next, please. When you're dealing with seabirds, river birds, nets work very well with them. Next, please. Seabird handling, remember they can bite you, they can scratch you, nail you. So obviously use your body pressure against, hold them against your body and the head firmly, lest they bite you. Transportation. Now with any bird, any kind of capture, there's so much of stress involved. So remember, minimum amount that your bird can see. अगर bird को नहीं दिख रहा है क्या हो रहा है in and around, आपका bird ज़्यादा safe और comfortable feel करने वाला है. तो simple things जैसे आपके पास cartons आता है, अगर आप किसी rescue पे जा रहे हैं, एक carton उठा लो, या you can have wooden boxes. Paper bags also for smaller birds is useful. Next, please. You get commercially available pet carriers, plastic pet carriers, plastic fruit boxes that can be used. Next, coming now to our main thing once we have the bird. Remember, अगर आपके पास कोई bird पहुंचता है, एक कारण हो सकता है कि वो fit नहीं है wild में survive करने के लिए. ये आपको दिमाग में रखना चाहिए. ज़्यादातर जो भी birds आएंगे, या तो उसको कोई injury है, बीमार है, exhausted है, dehydration है. ज़्यादातर जो भी बर्ड्स हमारे पास रेस्क्यू पे आता है, आप हमेशा इंजरीज देखोगे, स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग द काइट फ्लाइंग फेस्टिवल. So remember, these birds are obviously very stressed at that time, and they require medical attention immediately. Next, please. To treat or not to treat. Euthanasia is a very debatable topic. बहुत बार हम इमोशंस को आगे रखते हैं. मैं भी एक रेस्क्यूअर रही हूँ पहले, and then a veterinary doctor. But हमें याद रखना चाहिए, your priority has to be the bird. Bird should be your number one priority, not your feelings. So जब भी आप रेस्क्यू करें, आपका पहला एम होना चाहिए क्या ये बर्ड वापस वाइल्ड में जा सकता है. वो आपका मकसद होना चाहिए कि ये बर्ड को मुझे वाइल्ड में वापस भेजना है. दूसरा बात, अगर आप ये वाइल्ड में नहीं जा सकता है, अगर do you have a facility alternative to get the bird, कि आपके पास कोई रेस्क्यू सेंटर है वो बर्ड को रखने के लिए, that's important. तीसरा बात, अगर कोई endangered bird हो, then आप यूज कर सकते हो अगर कोई कैप्टिव ब्रीडिंग प्रोग्राम में है. चौथा पार्ट जो बहुत लोग हम लोग एज रेस्क्यूअर्स करते हैं कि व्हेन इट्स अ वेरी फैंसी बर्ड, हमें लगता है कि नहीं अच्छा जैसे भी हो मैं उसको जिंदा रखने वाला. और बहुत रेस्क्यूअर्स हैव सीन सम पीपल फॉर 2 years 3 years वही बर्ड वो एज पेट्स रखते हैं, जो कम्प्लीटली इलीगल है. प्लीज डू नॉट गेट इनटू एनी ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. Things that may hamper release of the bird. अगर bird cannot fly back into the wild, if he doesn't have the proper beak, inability to feed, visual impairment, if the bird cannot see properly, in leg or foot amputation. However, a lot of times I've seen owls, I've seen parrots survive with 1 foot in the wild very easily, and birds suffering from incurable diseases. If अगर आप किसी bird जो आपको लगता है कि रानी खेत है, pox है, अगर बर्ड वाइल्ड में रिलीज करने वाले हो तो दूसरे जो वाइल्ड लाइफ है आप उनको अफेक्ट करने वाले हो. So do not release birds that suffer from infectious diseases. So now coming to our main topic, that's first aid. I tried to make it as simple and layman as possible. तो ताकि अगर आप एक रेड हो, रेस्क्यूअर हो या सिंपली आप घर से चल के आपको एक बर्ड मिल गया रास्ते पे, you can follow these instructions. They are not very difficult. Next please. These are things that you should have as a part of a rescue kit. First aid kit. So if you are somebody who rescues birds on a daily basis, that is your micropore tape, scissor, betadine, cotton, gauze, wet trap, Pedialyte, normal saline, top needles, syringes, hand raising formulas, septic powder to take care of bleeding, atta, corn flour, nebulizer, antivirals, probiotics and faucets. Next. Now remember, most birds that come to you are either in a state of shock, dehydration, and mostly they will be starved. And the other thing that you end up seeing is a lot of traumatic injuries, especially during Makar Sankranti. You'll see a lot of wind injuries, crop injuries, things like that. Sometimes you have birds colliding with vehicles also. When the bird is coming to you, a traumatized bird will obviously not be able to hunt and feed on his own. So he's going to be in pain, he's going to be malnourished, he's going to have wounds that are affected by secondary bacteria and pathogens. Now when you talk about first aid, your first thing is to stabilize the bird and let it recover from pain and shock that he's going through at that point. Next please. Dehydration. What do you see in dehydration? आप लोग अगर bird rescue करते हो क्या देखते हो dehydration में? बिना उधर देखे, does anybody how will you be able to tell a bird is dehydrated? Anyone? Nobody will be able to judge how a bird is dehydrated. Mayank?
Yeah. His eyes is closed,
okay.
Totally, and head is down.
Okay.
And that is in shock condition.
Okay. So a lot of times, one thing that's good about handling birds is, अगर आप एक with a dog and cat, you still have chances of the animal biting you. With the bird, it becomes still easier to examine the bird in terms of, if you open the bird's mouth, you will see that it's sticky, pale. If you see the eyes, it's very easy to make out this bird definitely looks dehydrated. उसके eyes एकदम dull हो गए, twinkling of skin. और birds का एक जो wing vein रहता है, एक dogs में हम capillary refill time करते हैं, जिधर आप gums press करो and you come to know कितने time में वो वापस वही color आता है. In birds उनके wing vein में बहुत आसान है, अगर आप ये vein press करो, जितना time लगता है for the blood flow to again be visible, will tell you how dehydrated the bird is. Secondly, lethargy, weakness, panting, you will see mouth breathing in the bird. Next please. So take it for granted that जो भी bird आपके पास आ रहा है वो dehydrated तो होगा ही, because unless the bird is really bad, you will not be able to catch a bird. You will not be able to any white animal for that matter. So most birds will come with a dehydration of at least 10% dehydration. Now लोगों के मन में question होगा आप कितना fluid खिलाओ? बहुत लोग बोलते हैं मैंने उसको ड्रॉप से 2 ड्रॉप दिया, 5 ड्रॉप दिया. That may not be enough. तो एक बहुत ही simple maths है that you can apply to it. Simple है. Bird's daily maintenance dose is 50 mg per kg per day. Now आप जाओगे नहीं to weigh the bird at that time. Roughly अंदाजे से आपको पता है parrot का weight कितना होगा. 150 grams 200, एक kite का weight कितना होगा 400 grams. तो आपको daily उसका जो maintenance dose है वो calculate कर सकते हो. Along with अगर bird 10% dehydrated है, so another additional 10 ml, 10% of whatever the body weight is. Also आप सब fluid एक साथ नहीं दोगे, या तो bird aspiration pneumonia से मरेगा, या overhydrate भी कर सकते हो. जब भी हम भी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं dehydrated है, over the full day हमें drips मिलती है. एक ही टाइम पे डॉक्टर आपको 3 लीटर ORS फूड पीने को नहीं बोलता है. तो आप जो उसका मेंटेनेंस डोज है वो उसको 24 आवर्स में दोगे, साथ में हाफ ऑफ द डोज दैट्स रिक्वायर्ड फॉर कीपिंग इन माइंड द डिहाइड्रेशन इन द फर्स्ट 24 आवर्स, एंड नेक्स्ट 24 to 48 आवर्स आप रिमेनिंग डोज उसको दोगे टू हाइड्रेट द बर्ड. रूट्स ऑफ हाइड्रेशन, how many people are comfortable using stomach tubes, crop tubes? आप में से किसने यूज किया? You've used? Okay. जनरली जब आप हाइड्रेट करते हो, इफ यू वर्क विद बर्ड्स, आप कैसे उसको पानी पिलाते हो? एनीवन प्लीज? How are you? अगर पानी पिलाना है बर्ड को आप कैसे ऑफर करते हैं?
By tube feeding.
By tube feeding. So due to feed, बहुत लोग बोल भी देते हैं, बोल सामने रखता है बर्ड के. So that's another thing. If the bird drinks on his own, that's very good. But if he doesn't, if you're not comfortable tube feeding, crop tube feeding, do not try to feed the bird because birds का क्या होता है very easily आप aspirate कर सकते हो. जैसे ही bird scared है, उसका windpipe glottis जो है वो खुल जाता है. तो जो पानी आप पिलाने जा रहे हो, वो उसके lungs में चले जाता है. So बहुत बार लोग बोलते हैं हम पानी पिलाने गए और bird मर गया. तो अगर bird नहीं पी रहा है, आप comfortable नहीं हो उसको orally पिलाने को, but you shouldn't try it after some practice. Then other note is subcut to it. Generally, sir, no, go to the next slide. Tube feeding. Simple catheters आते हैं जो humans में use करते हैं, अलग-अलग sizes के. All you need to do is work catheters according to जो bird आपके पास आया rescue के लिए. Generally ये catheters besides parrots जो भी raptors हैं उनके लिए बहुत easily work करता है. It doesn't damage the bird's crop. It's very easy to use also if you're comfortable using, and the tube slides in also properly. So according to the size of the bird and what bird you get, these tubes are very easy to insert it into the mouth of the bird, and you can use them for oral hydration. छोटे birds जैसे sunbirds, sparrow और ये सब birds में अगर आप एक 2 ml syringe के साथ या एक चम्मच के साथ खिलाने जाओ पानी, it's not going to be possible. ये plastic tips मिलती है, ये भी बहुत आसानी से मिलती है. आपको सिर्फ ये 1 ml syringe से attach करनी है, and drop by drop you are able to feed the bird. The other thing, you get rice catheters, nasal feeding tubes, which you can use according to the size of the bird, length of the stomach, and use it to feed the bird. Next please. Crop anatomy. So birds generally before the food goes to the stomach, उनके पास एक dilated esophagus होता है, which is just below the neck. अगर आप देखोगे जब भी आप खिलाओगे भी इधर एक crop है जो full होता है. Crop की capacity होती है, how much the bird can take. Now it all depends on the size of the bird. So say a parrot का crop का capacity होगा about 10 ml. एक raptor को आप hydrate करने जाओ, so he can take about 20 ml easily, 50 to 20 ml hydration. जो tube आप pass कर रहे हो, it goes to the crop. कोई birds में, जैसे parrots में, you are going to pass the tube to the crop. Sea birds, river birds में, वो tube आप directly you measure the length of the stomach. From the tip till up to the length of the stomach, आप directly stomach tube करोगे वो birds को. Next please. So it's very easy once you start doing it. One person holds the bird upright with the neck stretch. अगर उसका neck stretch नहीं रहेगा, वो tube आपका crinkle हो जाएगा and he will easily aspirate. You have to pass the tube from the right hand side to the left hand side. You will feel in the neck. एक उसका windpipe आपको feel होगा, दूसरा feel होगा, तो दो tube आपको feel होंगे and easily syringe से smoothly जो fluid है वो अंदर चला जाएगा. ध्यान रखना जब भी आप एक ट्यूब निकाल रहे हो उसको बस थोड़ा सा पिंच कर दो ताकि जो रिमेनिंग फ्लूइड है ट्यूब में वो बाहर नहीं आ जाए जब आप ट्यूब निकाल रहे हो. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. इफ यू आर डूइंग इट अलोन, बहुत बार एज अ रेस्क्यूअर यू डोंट हैव पीपल अराउंड यू, व्हेन यू आर डूइंग इट अलोन ऑलवेज गुड टू कीप द बर्ड इन अ, डोंट होल्ड द बर्ड, बच्चे की तरह होल्ड मत करना, बहुत लोगों का अलग अलग तरीके होता है. होल्ड इट ऑन अ स्टेबल फ्लैट सरफेस, योर अगर कोई टेबल है या आपके गोद पे जैसे भी, and hold the neck upright, which is very important, and feed the bird like that. Next please. These are crop needles which you easily get in the market now. ये parrots के लिए बहुत काम आता है because obviously tube अगर आप parrot को tube से feed कर दो वो तो bite कर लेगा tube को. So अलग अलग size के needles आते हैं, ये सब आपके sunbirds के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा पड़ेगा. You hold the bird with your index and middle finger. लूपवॉर्म फॉर्मूला, जब भी आप फॉर्मूला खिला रहे हो या कोई भी फ्लूइड पिला रहे हो तो हमेशा लूपवॉर्म होना चाहिए क्योंकि जो भी बर्ड आपके पास आ रहा है वो उस टाइम शॉक में रहता है. सो इफ यू हीट अप द बॉडी, हिज होल बॉडी एक्टिविटी मेटाबॉलिज्म गेट्स मोर एक्टिव. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. ओरल हाइड्रेशन सॉल्यूशंस. फिलहाल आप लोग क्या यूज करते हो टू हाइड्रेट द बर्ड? व्हाट आर यू यूजिंग रेगुलरली?
We are using RL.
Okay, and any other fluids?
NS.
NS you're using, okay. So a very good fluid would be RL because it contains calcium. If you don't have NS is also good, but by protocol now in my head I use RL for every kind of hydration. You can use RL, you can use NS, you can use even B5. Next please. You get this known as Pedialyte. ये बच्चों के लिए oral hydration solution है. ये भी electrolyte ही है. You can use this. अपना जो electrolyte आता है, you can use that. And if nothing, a lot of times you get Gatorade. It's the energy drink जो people use before working out or after working out. I have used it, and places that I worked abroad, a lot of them use it to hydrate very sick birds. Next please. Now coming to, if you are not able to do oral hydration, how will you do IV fluid supplement intraosseous? In my next lecture, that's aiding critical care and emergency, I will be showing you videos and ways to do it in more detailed manner. So your sites for intravenous fluid, does anybody do intravenous fluid in birds now? Okay, great. What site do you use?
Wing vein.
Wing vein, okay. So the wing vein is an excellent site. Only अगर आप wing vein एक बार use कर दो, फिर आप second time नहीं use कर पाते हो. So in birds which need constantly to be on saline, जो jugular vein है, वो best रहता है. क्योंकि आपको direct access होता है, आप एक catheter place भी कर सकते हो, and you can keep it for days together. दूसरा via the bone. Via the ulna bone, आप एक catheter उसके bone में बिठा सकते हो, which you can, it's the best way क्योंकि वो immediately वो fluid उसके पूरे circulatory system में जाता है और उधर आपको chances नहीं है hematoma form होने के या आपको catheter निकलने का. Next please. So just few sites for IVs. The first is your wing vein. This medial metatarsal vein works well for birds such as pigeons, chickens. The right jugular vein जो बहुत ही छोटे birds है उसमें आपको बहुत मुश्किल है wing vein मिलना या the medial metatarsal, उसमें उनका jugular vein में fluid pass करना ज़्यादा आसान होता है. Next please. This is the best and most easiest way to mild hydration correct करने के लिए what you can use. So there is a region, the inguinal region, just between the medial part of the leg and the body of the bird. वो जगह को skin को आप pinch करके भी उठा सकते हो. So it's very easy कि आप कोई गलती नहीं होगी आपसे जब आप ये कर रहे हो. वो सीधा उसके स्किन के नीचे जाता है. Although it takes an hour, 2 hours for the fluid to get absorbed, but in mild dehydration you can use this method, and you at least won't kill the bird in short. It's something that is easily being able to be done even in a small bird. Next please. After these things about rehydrating the bird, the next is how are you going to keep the bird. अगर आपने ये सब मेहनत किया, आप bird को जाके एक कोने में फेंक दोगे, तो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. So it's very important main picture. Birds, if their temperature is low, they will take longer to recover. You have to internally heat them up. How are you going to do it? By providing a good external environment. Nothing very fancy. You get 60 to 40 watt green bulbs. Heating pads, electrical heating pads आते हैं. जो बच्चे हैं, छोटे birds हैं, अगर आप basket में एक heating pad डाल दो, ऊपर से कपड़ा डाल दो, उनको रखो, they will get constant warm. दूसरा आपको कुछ नहीं है तो आप एक blanket cage के ऊपर डाल दो. तीसरा commercially available incubators भी आते हैं आजकल. अगर आपका बहुत बड़ा setup है, hospital है, rescue center है, तो ये incubators बहुत अच्छा है क्योंकि आपका temperature, pressure, humidity सब maintain होता है incubators में. दूसरा अगर आप एक सिचुएशन में आप बोलोगे कि मैडम आप तो हॉस्पिटल में है, आपके पास सब कुछ है, आपको नहीं पता इधर क्या होता है, आप सिंपली नेचुरल सनलाइट दो बर्ड को. डू नॉट कीप हिम इन अ कोल्ड रूम बिकॉज दैट बर्ड विल ओनली गो डाउन. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. टैकलिंग इंजरीज एंड फ्रैक्चर्स. नेक्स्ट. वुंड मैनेजमेंट. It's little different from dogs and cats because a lot of things I don't have answers for, and it's more technical and scientific. Why clean with chlorhexidine and normal saline? Now this is something I have learned because I've seen everybody who's working with birds abroad. The easiest and best thing to clean any wound is use normal saline. One, because their skin is so thin and I would say delicate in a way. Two, chlorhexidine stuff works very well. I do not use a lot of betadine for my injuries that I get. I always use normal saline instead of water. Even if it's any kind of wound, just clean it with normal saline. One thing that we all make a mistake, and I'm talking to you because I've made these mistakes before. जब भी हम देखते हैं कि इंजरी है, हम ऊपर से इसके फेदर्स काट देते हैं. कितने लोग करते हैं? कोई नहीं काटता फेदर्स. So feathers are obviously going to keep the bird warm, and two, sometimes there are feathers which are the bird's flight feathers. You can keep that slide on still. Yeah. So ideally always pluck feathers. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर आप feather pluck करोगे तो नया feather आएगा. अगर आप नहीं pluck करोगे तो वो काटा हुआ feather वैसे ही रहेगा. Bird को ठंडी लगेगी. दूसरा, your bird will not recover fast enough to go back into the bag. So always pluck feathers from the base so that new feathers come up. And even if you pluck an entire tail feather in a month's time, वो पूरा ही आ जाएगा वापस. The other thing is, for bones, never use betadine. Use only normal saline and chlorhexidine scrub for any kind of जो भी bone exposed है. Always use chlorhexidine or betadine. Sutures may be needed if necessary. I tend to use absorbable sutures for birds, easier. And obviously antibiotics and anti-inflammatory drugs that will be needed for birds. Next please. What are you using for bleeding? अभी मकर संक्रांति में बहुत birds आएंगे with bleeding injuries. What are you using? Nobody is using anything for.
We are using betadine, but not specific for any.
But what are you doing to arrest the bleeding? Stop the bleeding. Okay. So again, any kind of injury first, clean it with normal saline. Also, you get styptic powder. Basically, एक clotting powder आता है, easily market में available है. दूसरा pressure. से आप feed condition में हो और कभी बहुत bleed कर रहा है, आपके घर में हमेशा कॉर्नफ्लावर रहेगा या आटा रहेगा. वो आटे का पाउडर या कॉर्नफ्लावर का पाउडर से आप प्रेशर देके आप ब्लीडिंग रोक सकते हो. रिमेंबर, अगर नेल से ब्लीडिंग है, बर्ड विल नेवर डाई ऑफ नेल ब्लीडिंग. या विंग से, अगर उसके ब्लड फेदर से ब्लीडिंग है, बर्ड कभी भी वो ब्लीडिंग से मर नहीं सकता है. वो इवेंचुअली रुक जाएगा ब्लीडिंग. जस्ट यूज कॉर्नफ्लावर, आटा और styptic पाउडर. दूसरा एक चीज आता है which is an injectable which you can use locally, which is known as adrenaline. So if you just put that injectable drops on it, it helps arrest the bleeding in that area. Next please. Crop injuries. Now remember, जब भी if there is any internal part of the body exposed of the bird, हमारा जनरल माइंडसेट है इसमें wound है, हल्दी डालो. मगर कभी भी कोई अंदर वाला पार्ट है, जैसे क्रॉप है या कोई abdominal injury, जब आपको internal organs दिख रहे हो, never use हल्दी, क्योंकि आप वो पूरा ही सेपरेट कर रहे हो वो environment को, वो पूरा उसके abdomen में जा रहा है. जैसे ये जब ये बर्ड भी मेरे पास आया था, उन्होंने इतना हल्दी लगाया था कि सर्जरी से ज़्यादा वो हल्दी निकालने में ही मेरा टाइम गया. बिकॉज इफ आई एम गोइंग टू सूचर, क्योंकि दिस इज एन इंटरनल क्रॉप ऑफ द एनिमल, it's going to be contaminated. So haldi is good for external wounds if you are going to use. Again, use normal saline, clotting gel, and just use a sterile first. जब भी कोई internal organ part is exposed, preferably आपके पास छोटे packets आता है Johnson sterile gauze का, cover it with that and use wet wrap. Next please. Injury to eye. Ice packs, the same thing we would do for dogs, cats, or in for us. Clean with normal saline. And preferably, if the bird is not in so much of pain, you get steroidal anti-inflammatory drops. Prednisolone के eye drops आते हैं, you can use that, and obviously the bird needs veterinary attention. Next, please. Fractures. So birds have pneumatic bones, and they are obviously very prone to fractures. This is just to give you a brief of the bird's skeletal system. Next. Fractures, do's and don'ts. The first thing would be to apply pressure and stop bleeding. Wrap it with a sterile gauze with a cotton. Remember, वो bone को अगर आप वापस position में freeze करने वाले हो, it has to be minimum contamination has to be there. So just use a sterile gauze and cotton to wrap it. Wet wrap. How many of you all use wet wrap or have access to wet wrap here? Wet wrap मिलता है जब you have it. So wet wrap works excellent with birds क्योंकि वो एक ऐसा bandage है जो खुद से जैसे आप बांधो वो प्रेशर देता है कोई भी फ्रैक्चर को, इंजरी को, और बर्ड जितना उसको खोलने की कोशिश करे वो उतना ही टाइट होते जाता है. Do not try to fix it yourself. Dettol, no Dettol for fractures, no spirit, no haldi. कभी-कभी लोग जो फ्रैक्चर फ्रैगमेंट है निकालने की कोशिश करते हैं, that's not going to help the bird. और अगर आपका पैर टूटा है, हाथ टूटा है, the last thing you want to do is try to force the animal. बहुत लोगों का ये रहता है, अरे वो सांस नहीं ले रहा, उसका ये टूट गया, मैं उसको खिला दूँ. But हम लोग, if it happens to us also, खाना is not priority. So remember that priority. The animal is in pain. Relieving him of his pain should be your priority. Next, please. Things to use for a fracture. Clean with saline, normal saline. Step 2 would be using your cotton roll or your sterile gauze. Step 3 is your gauze. Step 4 is wet tap. You use wet tap around it. And next is your micropore tape. Next one. So we do get बहुत छोटे birds होते हैं जो कभी शायद पता नहीं चलता फ्रैक्चर है नहीं है, आप बस देखोगे वो bird लग रहा है। जॉनसन का क्लॉथ टेप आता है, सिंपल है, आप बस वो काटो एक बड़ी पीस, ऊपर से और एक पीस लगा के cut the ends. Next slide please. Cut the ends, staple it in between so that to keep the length of it, keep both the tape sides intact. Next please. And that is your splint for a small bird. अगर आप इतने छोटे bird में इतने सारी चीजें use करने जाओ जो मैंने पहले बताया, it's not going to work. Bird वो weight से ही मर जाएगा. Next please. Bigger birds. Clean the area, pluck out the feathers. Generally अगर कोई भी fracture रहता है, उसके नीचे there will be swelling. Also there will be some amount of hemorrhages and all. So it's important to clean that part. कोई open wound भी रहेगा. Pluck the feathers out. Hold upright and apply the cotton. हमेशा in your fracture, same principles are applied for dogs, cats. Both the ends of your fractured sides should be in your lap. Next please. Things to use as splints. Syringes. I generally use syringes on your splint. कभी-कभी cardboard भी आप use कर सकते हो जो tissue paper roll होता है. You can use that also as a supportive thing. So in this bird, I used a syringe as a splint. Next please. On top of that, apply the red tap. तो वो आपके bird को support देगा for the leg. Next please. Modified Roberts-Johnson's bandage for leg fractures. Simple है. What I told you to use in your fractures. This is what you're going to use on top. And as splints you can give different things depending on the bird. Next please. बहुत बार birds bang into windows and उनके clavicle और जिनका shoulder bone रहता है वो fracture हो जाता है. It's important to do a full body wrap in that condition. Next please. Wing wrap. Wing wrap in small birds. अगर आप पूरा figure of 8 और ये सब करने जाओ, it's not going to help. छोटे birds में simply आप एक micropore tape लेके just roll it into that full wing so that that wing is giving rest. दूसरा wing wrap which is very commonly used is a figure of 8 wrap. I have a video that I'm going to show you. Next please. This is too detailed, but this is a diagrammatic explanation of how the wing wrap is done. I'll show you the video. Next please. Can you take the video? Does it have volume? Just a video of wing bandages.
Wing injuries may present as a wing droop or an inability to fly. The figure of 8 bandage is a common method for stabilizing the wing short term. To place a figure of 8, you will need bandage material of appropriate size. If necessary, cut material to the proper width to prevent bunching. Be careful with the type of material to reduce damage to the feathers. Figure of 8 bandages are most often done with vet wrap, placed in a relaxed fashion. Medium and large birds will have a first layer of gauze. For busy beaks, put a layer of duct tape or elasticon over the other tape. Keep the bandage lightweight. General anesthesia typically makes wing wrap placement much easier, and if a fracture is present, anesthesia is strongly recommended. If the bird is not strong enough for general anesthesia, remember that orthopedic injuries are rarely a matter of life or death. Always stabilize the patient first, providing analgesia and supportive care. With the bird in dorsal recumbency, place limbs in a functional position. so that joints are arranged at natural angles. Use the normal limb as your guide. Gather the flight feathers together for inclusion in the bandage. These wraps are called figure-of-8 bandages because the bandage material follows a figure-8 pattern. Grasp the free end of a roll of bandage material under the leading edge of primaries. Then, bring the bandage material through the axillary space up to the top of the wing, then down and around. Be sure the bandage material stays high in the axillary area and above the elbow. Direct bandage material from inside to outside on the dorsal aspect of the wing to roll the wing inward. This will encourage the wing to lie flat against the body wall. On the second pass around the wing, bring the material around the front of the wing instead of passing through the axilla. Loosely wrap a loop of the bandage material around and over the carpus before directing the bandage roll through the axilla again. This establishes the figure-8 pattern, anchors the bandage, and provides protective coverage for the carpus. After bringing the bandage roll along the dorsal aspect of the wing, pass it again over the leading edge of the wing, around, over the carpus again, and back through the axilla. Continue this figure-of-8 pattern for 2 to 3 passes, balancing weight with the amount of support needed. Keep all bandage material above the elbow. Repeat this process with the next layer of bandage material. Wraps in large birds, such as large macaws, may contain 2 layers, roll gauze and vet wrap. Be sure the gauze layer is totally covered by the outer layer. Wraps in small patients may be lighter and frequently contain only 1 layer. To immobilize the shoulder joint, place a body wrap, centering it over the keel. Pass the tape around just the body once, then as you bring it around the second time, come over the dorsal aspect of the injured wing, incorporating it into the wrap. Make sure 1 or 2 fingers can easily slip underneath the band. Larger parrots may also require a 2 layer of tape. This slows down the speed at which that bandage is destroyed. Distraction tabs will also help to protect the bandage. After the wrap is in place, the wing should be held in a normal resting position. Otherwise, an abnormally placed bandage may result in discomfort or pain and encourage bandage chewing behavior. House birds in a smooth-sided enclosure with low or no perches.
So those are some of the ring wraps. Ideally, to do it practically is different than showing it on video or showing it on a slide. I wish I could have done a practical session, but maybe next time. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Going more into medication and details, I'll be doing in my next lecture in the afternoon.